Do I choose a team or a channel? Let's go ahead and jump right into this discussion. So stay tuned. So here we have an example, Company X, and there's really two options here. The first option there is Company X Public Guest Access and then Company X Solutions. Notice there that you have teams right here. So we have these two. Let's collapse these for right now. So here we have the company, right? Guest access. And guest access would mean anybody who's not part of that organization. So if you're not part of Company X and you're a guest within this environment, then you're going to be right here under this team. And we have different channels per team. Now notice that there's a lock there. That indicates that this is a private team. Now, the trick here is, of course, all of the guests here have to be part of the public team. So that's really the trick when creating members here. You have to be able to see that information. That member, has to be part of the team in order to be part of the private channel. Okay. Now, just because one individual, for example, if I was a member of this channel, which I am, I'm not going to be, and I'm not a member of this channel, for example, which I'm a member of all of them at this point, but you get the idea. I can't see information between these two channels. So if I only belong to accounting, I'm not going to see business advisory groups information. Now, this approach here is the company itself basically has two teams. They have one team that's public guest access and the other team that is just, and the other team that is internal only for their folks. And then they have it broken up into all of these channels. So they may have 10 channels or 15 channels in here. All of them assigned with individual members and individual owners. Now, when it comes to files and things of that nature, notice here, we're going to go ahead and go into files real quick just so you can see that this actually works. We're going to just create a new Word document and we're going to say accounting. And we're just going to create that document there. Now, that will create a document called accounting. Of course, it wants to open up Word, so let's go ahead and close that out. And now we should see right there, inside of accounting, there's a document called accounting. Now, when we go to the advisory group and we click on files, we should not see accounting, and which we don't. And the reason why is because this file section here is very specific only to the people that you've given access to here. So you can go ahead and click on here and say add members and things of that nature. So very simple, very cool, easy to work with. The second option with this same company, the second option is that instead, if you notice here, they have admin accounting, admin business, and admin business. Notice here, there's also a public, so just like this public guest access. But here, notice that we have accounting, business, and business. So these are in channels here. This is in a team called admin, and then they have private channels within that team. Now, notice here that you have two private channels and one public channel. What that means is that in this example, Company X admin, some people, all people will have access to business advisory group. Some people will have access to accounting, and another select group of people will have access to operations. Everybody will have to the advisory. So it's just a way to kind of divide it up. Remember, all of the members have to be part of the team, and then you can assign them individually to private groups, or you can have public groups within the team, public channels, within the team to allow for viewing of all data. And that's really about it when it comes to assigning different strategy when developing teams and channels. My suggestion of what works for me usually is the creating one public team and one private team. And I'm using those words probably irresponsibly because Teams refers to things as private and public, but basically one team that uses guest access and one team that's internal only to that company. That's usually how I like to do it. And then I list all of the channels here. It just makes it a lot easier for a lot of things.